Race 3 of the FIA World Endurance Championship at the awesome Spa-Francorchamps with a record crowd on hand to see the cars and meet the drivers. The magic of Hypercar and the capacity grid, the final dress rehearsal for Le Mans. No wonder the fans are here in their droves. The tension is palpable as we get ready for a race on a track where the challenge is ever present from the road and from the weather. On pole position in GTE Am, Ahmed El Harthi, the first driver from Oman to take a World Championship pole in the ORT by TF Aston Martin. United Autosport's Tom Blomqvist put their number 23 car at the top of the pile in LMP2. And after a dramatic Hypercar qualifying session that saw Toyota number 8 of Brendan Hartley crash on the way out of the pit lane, it was Kamui Kobayashi who was narrowly on pole in the number 7 Toyota.
Vos applaudissements, s'il vous plaît.
The track still damp and the threat of rain in the air, it's a tough choice for the drivers. Do you go with wet weather tyres or dry weather slicks? The field is split.
Under 1 minute to start the first of 2 formation laps for the 6 hours of Spa.
It may not be the right call, but it is the safe call.
At the back of the grid, 36th position for the number 8 Toyota. They're gambling that the weather will dry up. They are on slicks.
Green flag. Green flag. Start of the first of 2 formation laps for the 6 hours of Spa.
Mike Conway on pole on slicks, but the 2 Ferraris and the Cadillac right behind are on wets. So is the Jota Porsche. Split decisions in LMP2 as well is going to jungle up the order. And the number 8 Toyota, well, they are betting their luck on the track drying up as they start last but one. The lights go off. We are racing at Spa. Mike Conway on pole position in the number 7 Toyota. We know he's on slicks and the cars behind are on wet weather tyres. Who's made the right choice? Conway drifts out very wide, manages to keep it out of the gravel. So does the WRT car behind, but the lead is gone. It is Ferrari 1-2 and the number 2 Cadillac up to third. They all started on wet weather tyres. Did Conway start on slicks or wets? Out ready on? No, he definitely started on slicks. Around the outside goes the Jota Porsche. Their first race with that car, they have started on wet weather tyres as well to be safe. And the challenge for second place, the blue Cadillac of Earl Bamber does not get by Antonio Giovinazzi. Their teammates in the number 3 have started on slicks and they are in 7th place, but the Toyota of Mike Conway being passed now by the first of the Peugeots. Peugeot also starting both cars on wet weather tyres. Now, this is a situation where you have to trust your drivers. Down the inside of Conway goes the 93 car, and Conway squeezed right out onto the wet off wet track just gets back on. Take a look at Conway at the start, right in the middle of the track, the driest bit of the road, but with their wet weather tyres finding traction, both Ferraris, and we're on board with the Cadillac of Earl Bamber. They just dispose of Conway instantly. Well, Mike does really well to keep it out of the gravel. That's right on the exit of the first hairpin. Glickenhaus versus Van Wall, that's for 10th place. In the inset, the Toyota number 8 from 36 on the grid already up to 25th and changes in LMP2. Dorian Pan has the lead. And the pole sitter Tom Blomqvist in second place under pressure. Now, we don't know who started on what tyres, but it does look as though maybe Dorian Pan in the Prema car is on wet weather rubber. Here's the GTE Am battle, and for second place, the 777D Station Aston Martin. Behind is Sarah Bovey, who started the Pink Iron Dames Porsche.
Okay, Nate, we have telemetry back now. Really good job. Let's try and manage these tires as well as we can. Look for the wet, look for the wet.
Already the Ferrari drivers are telling the team that they are running out of grip with the wet weather tyres as the track continues to dry. The rain that they had worried about has not come to save them. Sebastian Buemi already up towards the fringes of the top 20 overall. And there is Claudio Schiavone in the gravel at Les Combes. What's happened here? Yeah, just not enough grip, and off he has gone. And that could be a safety car. Ferrari 1-2, but the field will close up behind them with a safety car. Where's Mike Conway? 6th position on slicks, and the track continues to dry. Back to green flag racing. Ferrari 1-2, Cadillac in 3rd, then Hertz Team Jota, the gold car in 4th place. The better of the two Peugeots, the 93 car in 5th, but Mike Conway on slicks must feel that the race is coming towards him. On slicks as well, the number 6 Porsche of Lawrence Vantor. He's behind the second of the Peugeots. Challenging as they come down the hill into the fearsome Eau Rouge. You can see the light grey dry line is widening. And look at the Porsche, composed there. Remember the opening lap, Mike Conway's Toyota getting viciously sideways? That is history. Here is the battle for the lead. The D Station Aston Martin, black and green. Tomonobu Fuji goes by the wet-tired Corvette of Ben Keating. So even in GTE Am, the time for wets is over. Huge crowd, over 72,000 fans coming to Spa over the weekend. Come and see this hypercar battle and the rest of them. Mike Conway now challenging the Hertz Team Jota car for 4th as the Porsche goes straight by, and the slickshot Cadillac straight by the Peugeot. Okay guys, on wets, get into the pits. Don't give away any more time. Conway moves up a spot. He's now up to 4th place. 3 wet shod cars in front going slower. This is working very well for those who braved it out on slicks. But if it rains now, they'll go from hero to zero, and those who chose wets will come back into it. It's not raining at the moment, and the Porsche moves up. Porsche on Porsche action. The factory Porsche Penske run machine number 6 past that gold 38, the first privateer Porsche in World Endurance Championship racing. Lawrence Vantor, the local driver, relishing these conditions now, getting his teeth into it. Through comes the number 7, up to 3rd place, passes Earl Bamber in the blue-nosed Cadillac. The guys on wets have left it too long. They're now losing too much time, and they'll lose even more going into the pits. They should have been in as soon as the safety car cleared them. There goes the Porsche. That's up to 4th now as the Cadillac's down to 5th. Slick tyres await. Don't forget, these guys will come out a long way back. It'll take them over a minute to change tyres and get back out of the pit lane. Conway up to 2nd now. We are going to have, for the 5.5 hours that remain, 2 groups of cars, those that started on slicks and those that lost time changing off their wets. And the inevitable comes. Mike Conway takes the lead of the race away from the 51 Ferrari of Antonio Giovinazzi. The 50 car in the pit lane. Why do they not bring 51 in? They can change both cars at the same time. The only slight possibility of changing their format in the race is that they can take fuel now and maybe put on harder dry tyres to try and double or triple stint them. Peugeot in as well as the number 6 Porsche moves up to second place. The 51 Ferrari struggling to get round the corners, almost as if he's on slicks on a wet track. He's on dead wets on a drying track. And away he goes to Peugeot, not their smoothest stop. Sebastian Buemi, from 36 on the grid, unbelievably, is in the battle for 4th place. Romain Dumas in the blue Glickenhaus, then Tom Dillman in the Van Wall, but around the outside, the number 5 Porsche. Michael Christensen moves up to 5th position. Sebastian Buemi on the back of that queue. Two things have helped Buemi here. The safety car bunched the field up so he didn't lose a lot of ground to the leaders. And then, of course, about 15 cars in front of him were on wets and have all pitted. So Buemi now around the outside of Tom Dillman. This is for 5th position. I can't believe that within half an hour of the race, from the back of the field, the Toyota is genuinely a contender, and I'm sure Buemi can't believe his luck either. In the pits is Phil Hansen, changing the damaged nose of the LMP2 United Autosports car, and this is why, behind the safety car on the formation laps, through Rédillon, losing grip, and into the wall. Nick Nielsen on slick tyres in the number 50 Ferrari, but he is already a lap behind leader Mike Conway, and here comes Romain Dumas. Goes straight by him. Michael Christensen and Sebastian Buemi queuing up to put a lap on the Ferrari as well. It is struggling to get up to speed on the slick tyres.
And why are we putting zero energy? I don't get it. I have no front or rear. It's crazy.
And there's no temperature at the moment, no temperature on the tire. That's why we need to push. We need to push for to get the temperature with us.
Now, have they gone for a harder tyre compound to try and triple stint them? Either way, they're really struggling at the tail of the Hypercar field as Mike Conway races away, clear in the lead in Toyota number 7.
Engine seizure. About the engine. I'll be looking into it. What is the problem? Engine is broken. I lost all power, it's flipped, and there is something clogging on the right.
Well, that's Gabby Aubrey. He thinks the engine's broken because the car won't move. It's actually just shed a wheel. But the Vector Sport car is out of the race as United stop from the lead. Here is the Jota car from 5th position. WRT and Prema also making their pit stop, so a whole field change.
1, full course yellow. We're under full course yellow. We're intervening in the area of T5. We're intervening in the area of T5.
Everybody at 80 kilometers an hour on track on their limiter. Busy pit lane. Ooh, 63 Prema. That looks like an unsafe release. Could be a penalty.
Full course yellow removed. Thank you, and the marshals did a fantastic job.
Wow, look at Michael Christensen in the Porsche right ahead of Sebastian Buemi. Reacted quicker than Buemi, reacted quicker than Romain Dumas. This is for position for 4th place. Through goes Christensen. Great reactions from the Dane. That's great experience of these full course yellow periods. And Romain Dumas just didn't quite get the car up to speed. Christensen beetles away. Big lockup though. Still wet offline. Look again, pulls out before Dumas has even reacted. The teams are counting their drivers down to the release of the full course yellow, and clearly Christensen's engineer just gave him the jump. Sebastian Buemi all over the back of Romain Dumas, and the Glickenhaus not able to handle the pace there through Eau Rouge. Buemi had a clean exit. Up the long, steep Kemmel Straight he comes. And this is a slam dunk. He's on the inside, he's on the dry line, and through he goes. Up to 5th place from the last row of the grid inside an hour. That's astonishing. Mike Conway leads for Toyota. The number 8 car is in the top 5. What an astonishing race so far for Toyota, but with 5 hours to go, you can't count out the weather intervening at some stage. Antonio Giovinazzi in the Ferrari, unlapping himself from Tom Dillman's Van Wall in 7th place. The Ferrari finally back up to speed, but neither car on the lead lap, nor is the Hertz Team Jota or the Cadillac or the Peugeots that all started on wets. GTE Am battle being passed by the Porsche and Toyota battle for 4th place. This is Christensen under pressure from Buemi. Buemi trying to go around the outside. Christensen saying, not here, mate. So Buemi will continue to try once more. But Christensen in the number 5 Penske Porsche, really under pressure. Toyota looks like it's got more pace. On board with Buemi, up the Kemmel Straight. Look at the way they zigzag through the slower GTE Am cars. Buemi still finds an opening to try the pass.
This guy in the Porsche, completely mad. He's fighting for his life. Completely mad, that guy.
Yeah, copy that, mate. Long race. Christensen ahead.
Completely crazy, this guy.
It's called motor racing, Seb. They don't just roll over to have their tummy tickled because you're in a Toyota. So Christensen driving like a GT racing champion, which he is. Now then, here comes the battle with the 2 Ferraris, still trying to work themselves up the order. They're going by the Glickenhaus. They're still unlapping themselves, don't forget. Antonio Giovinazzi following his teammate through. Not quite enough room there. The Toyota does have good pace. When they're in clear air, they are lapping nearly as fast as the leaders on every lap. Battle for 2nd place in LMP2, Dorian Pan versus Sean Gelael in the 31 WRT machine. Race being led by Tom Blomqvist, who started from pole, son of 1984 World Rally Champion Stig Blomqvist, who is here watching his boy in action. Dorian Pan up to 2nd place, only 18 seconds behind the United car. Through comes race leader Mike Conway. Battle for the lead in GTE Am on the pit road. The pink Porsche, the Iron Dames, and the pole sitting at number 25, Aston Martin, ORT by TF, and that moves the 83 Richard Mille Racing Ferrari into the lead. They will have to stop as well. Full tank of fuel just after the 1 hour mark. Leader in the pits, and that means that the number 6 Porsche is now at the front of the field, and trouble for Van Wall. That's Esteban Guerrieri on cold tyres, just sliding onto the grass. Right on board. Oh, a big moment down the straight towards Eau Rouge. Does he touch the barriers? I think he just got away with that. But that would have been a heart-in-the-mouth moment. Cold tyres on a cold track, a handful for the Glickenhaus as well, fresh out of the pits.
We will see with the weather if it's drizzling again. The problem is really for our car too. The first 3-4 laps that we are losing a lot. I mean, you saw just Dillman, we are a little bit at the same, let's say, page. So we will see.
Little bit of light rain starting to fall as the number 8 Toyota stops from the lead and number 7 cycles back in front. Those who started on wets, you can see, are nearly at the end of their fuel as well. But is the weather changing dramatically? Spa has history for producing really wild races with rain.
The track is getting a bit more wet. It's a bit damp.
Copy.
Hot slicks on a damp track will be okay. The real problem will come when you come out of the pit lane on cold tyres, then there will be no grip. So those who are running towards the end of their fuel might be worrying about what comes next. You can see there is water in the air, and that means water on the track. The Jota Porsche being attacked by Antonio Giovinazzi. He goes around the outside, inside of Antonio Felix da Costa, up to 10th in Hypercar, but only 15th overall. There are 5 LMP2 cars ahead of him, including United in the top 5 overall. Gustavo Menezes with Earl Bamber Peugeot and the number 2 Cadillac both started on wet weather tyres, don't forget, so they are at a deficit to those who started and stayed on slicks. Bamber moves up the order, he's into 5th in the Hypercar class. And teammate Renger van der Zande in car number 3 is 2nd overall. Battle for 3rd, Sebastian Buemi has just gone back past Lawrence Vantor in the number 6 Porsche, and out of the bus stop, Vantor retaking the spot. What a fantastic battle from the Porsche team and Toyota. Top 3 in GTE Am, Sarabovi under pressure from Michael Dynan in the blue Aston, but look, the new leader, D Station, Tomonobu Fuji. Now, Sarabovi came into the pits in the lead ahead of the blue Aston, the ORT by TF car, but the Iron Dames Porsche down to 3rd place. Replay of Tomonobu Fuji leaning for the lead on Sarabovi, down to Eau Rouge, leans twice and nudges her onto the grass. That is not acceptable. I think the stewards will have a good long look at that. Here come the Ferraris, unlapping themselves on Renger van der Zande in the yellow-nosed Cadillac. Now the Ferraris are nearly up to 2nd place as they try and get back onto the lead lap, and van der Zande is off. In Eau Rouge, van der Zande suddenly spears off and into the barriers. That is a very big impact. The Cadillac is wrecked. He's moving in the cockpit right under the huge grandstand safety car, no question. Van der Zande is disgusted, but it looks like he's unharmed. Take a look again. Oh, vicious twitch in Eau Rouge, and a passenger. And the car ripping itself to pieces.
I mean, he seems to be okay. He said it's a little headache, but yeah, just yeah, massive shunt. Obviously, worst place for anything to happen. And apparently, he said that the power steering just kind of locked up on him completely, and the car went up the hill. So it's definitely the worst case scenario.
Devastating for the crew of the number 3 Cadillac, but Renger van der Zande is okay. Back to green flag racing. 2 Toyotas, 2 Porsches in the top 4 and on the lead lap. The blue-nosed Cadillac of Earl Bamber, car number 2, that's in 5th place, and that is the first of the cars off the lead lap, but they are all coming. And there are the 2 Ferraris. The safety car, of course, has closed up all the gaps, and that means that they are much closer to the number 7 Toyota, the only car they still have to unlap themselves from. Contact for the number 6 Porsche. That's in 2nd place. And that was the 25 GTE Am Aston Martin that just ran into the back of him. Sweeping down through traffic now into Eau Rouge, climbing the hill through Rédillon and onto the Kemmel Straight. And here comes the battle for 2nd place. Sebastian Buemi steaming up behind the Porsche. And this is at the restart down at the bus stop. There's Vantor in front. Has a bit of a moment when he gets collected by Michael Dynan, and Buemi has a run at him. Jota Porsche, the Peugeots coming through, but look at this, how slow they are out of the pit lane compared to the top runners in LMP2. They're on hot tyres, and they are carving their way through the hypercars, which are quicker normally. So it's all about getting your tyres up to temperature when you come out of the pit lane, and on the cold Spa track, that is not easy. LMP2 battle for 4th place. The gold Jota car is Pietro Fittipaldi. 41 WRT, the local team. That's Louis Delatraz Fittipaldi with a great run down the inside towards Eau Rouge. One of the most fearsome corners in motor racing, side by side. Fittipaldi squeezes through. Louis Delatraz just had to leave him enough room. That's brave stuff from Pietro Fittipaldi. Leader in the pits in LMP2, and a change of lead. Robin Freins in the 31 gold-nosed WRT car is now our LMP2 leader. There will be a driver change after a double stint from Tom Blomqvist, who started the 23 United car. Josh Pearson taking over. At one stage, Blomqvist was running 5th overall, but 2 safety cars have brought all of his rivals back into contention.
It's actually a shame that last safety car basically neutralised everything that had been done up until that point. So, unfortunately, it was all for nothing, really. And that's actually put us on the back foot because of the way the tyres, how we strategized those first 3 stints. So, yeah, that came at a really bad time for us. But nonetheless, there's still a long way to go.
You see me going up. Still climbing. You see me moving up. Still rising. You see me going up. Still climbing. You see me moving up. Meet me at the top.
Daniel Mancinelli on the grass, the heart of racing Aston. This is the Northwest AMR 98 car raced by Paul Dalla Lana for so many seasons. The business has dictated that Dalla Lana must hang up his helmet. And so the heart of racing crew have taken over the entry for the year. Trouble for Porsche, number 6 car from 3rd place, stationary in the track. What's happened there? Oh, and Ferrari going by number 5. So the Ferrari's still trying to work their way back onto the lead lap. But what's happened to car number 6? It's still on the exit of the bus stop. No lights, no movement. Oh, Kevin Est.
Full course yellow, full course yellow.
Race neutralised to recover the dead Porsche. Into the pits, the race leader, Sebastian Buemi, but the pit lane is closed under full course yellow. They can take 5 seconds of fuel, no more. That's a tough break for the number 8 team. Yeah, very short stop. And that's the end of the race for the number 6 Porsche. And Lawrence Vanthoor could do nothing to get the car fired up again.
I know as much as you do at the moment. I mean, it was just a complete blackout, shutdown. I tried doing some procedures which we usually try, but didn't manage to reactivate anything, so the car just went black, and that was unfortunately the end.
Full course yellow rescinded, back to green flag racing, and everybody trying to get back up to speed immediately. Titanic battle in LMP2. Number 8 back into the pit lane. This is what they had intended to do. They were caught out by the full course yellow. Sebastian Buemi out. Ryo Hirakawa will get in. But they have had to make one extra stop because they were caught when the full course yellow was scrambled. They were coming into the pits. Pit stop for Ferrari as well. And this is trouble. Car won't go up in the air. There's the airline. It's connecting but not raising the car on its jacks. Alessandro Pierguidi taking over from Antonio Giovinazzi. And this is going to be a longer stop than they needed. Away he goes. That was less than ideal from Ferrari, but they are closing in on the lead lap. Oh dear, that really wasn't the greatest stop. But they're learning with every day. This is only the 3rd race for this team. 2 Peugeots running strongly now, just outside the top half dozen. And this is a position change. Number 93 being waved by the 94 car, clearly a bit quicker.
I lost power.
Stand by. Restart. Try to restart.
I tried, Jerome.
That's Loic Duval. He's just left the pit lane. There's the team. I don't know why they're not going to help him. Trying to get the car to restart. He's in no man's land. 50 Ferrari coming out to the pit lane. Oh, runs out wide, crosses the white line. That'll be a penalty. And Loic Duval on his way now. Now he's got to make sure he comes out cleanly. And he does, just about. On board with the Ferrari, watch this, understeers straight out, almost into the middle of the road. Battle for 8th place is over. Franck Mayer in the Glickenhaus now down to 9th. Alessandro Pierguidi in the distance in front of us in the 51 Ferrari. And this is where he went by. Tyres up to temperature, sides down the inside of the blue Glickenhaus, and through he goes. Top three battle all together in GTE Am. The 88 Proton, the pale blue car, Zach Rubicon was the leader. Lila Wadou's gone by in the Ferrari. And here comes the man who took pole position, Ahmed El Harty, in the darker blue Aston Martin. Can't quite squeeze through for second place there. He's a bronze-rated driver. Ahead of him, two silver-rated drivers. Mikkel Jensen, Alessandro Pierguidi, the Ferrari driver, moving up the order once more from 7th place, takes 6th away from the Peugeot. Peugeot looking much more at home here at Spa on the flatter Grand Prix surface than they were in Portimao, and certainly than they were over the bumps in Sebring. The team's still struggling to really unlock the potential of that Peugeot 9X8. This is going to be the lead battle now in LMP2 for WRT, because Fabio Scherer's in the pit lane and in the Inter-Europol car. And here comes Ferdy Habsburg with the gold nose, easing around the outside of his teammate. And halfway through the race, it is Ferdy Habsburg from Louis Delatraz, a 1-2 for the local team WRT in LMP2. 3 hours into the 6 hours of Spa-Francorchamps, incredibly, Toyota 1-2 from Porsche in LMP2. WRT currently holds sway, but that fight is far from over. And in GTE Am, has everybody in the class had a chance to lead yet? It looks like they might do before the end of the race. 3 hours in, 3 hours still to go. The leader, number 7 Toyota, started on pole position, but it was not all plain sailing.
A lot of rain was still coming down. It's very hard to tell if it's wet or not. And we had a good stint. Just trying to see what tyres we want to be on really for the rest of the race. I think we definitely chose the right one to start with, and then as the race goes on, we might just change things. But yeah, I think we gained a lot in terms of people coming out on cold tyres when we were on hot still, and we gained like another 30-40 seconds. So it was huge gains there, but safety car and all this shrinks it all up, so I'm sure there's going to be more of that to come.
Trouble for the 50 Ferrari, Miguel Molina. Now, has he run off there at the exit of the bus stop? That's Matteo Cressoni in front. He's going around the outside. What happens here? Oh, he's on the grass. Cressoni going into the pit lane. Well, that was a lucky escape for Molina. Comes back on with no damage. Battle for second. Oliver Rasmussen now in the gold LMP2 Jota car around the outside. Oh, and way offline there. And the car, the nose just lifting into the air as he tried to go by Louis Delatraz. Let's take a look again. He runs offline. Watch the front. Oh, in the air. That would have been a heart-in-the-mouth moment. Lead battle in GTE Am. Lila Wadou right behind Zach Rubicon. The pale blue Porsche, car number 88. Rahel Frey is third for the Iron Dames. But here comes the move. Lila Wadou up the inside into Les Combes. 19 years old. She grabs the lead of the race. Another standout performance. She was exceptional in Portimao. She's been sensational here again. Oh my goodness! And that is the van wall. A big impact for Jacques Villeneuve. Safety car again. Contact with the 54 Ferrari. And that is at the Cours Paul Frère. High speed start to the run up the hill. On board, squeezing through the inside, trying to follow through where the Glickenhaus had been. Looking back from the Glickenhaus. Oh, just the tiniest of contact, but it's enough. Off goes the Ferrari, and a big accident for Villeneuve. Well, clearly Villeneuve blames Francesco Castellacci. Looked like more of a racing incident than that, I think. Castellacci creeping back to the pits. Is that right front badly damaged? It looks it.
Okay, Jose, we need to try to avoid the splash so we can decrease the energy target Alpha 96. We try to extend by 1 lap.
So Alex, the guys for position are Molina in front of you, and then we have Pagini behind you, and then the Jota Porsche, but he will have to stop.
Copy.
Race leader Jose Maria Lopez being told to save fuel, but in the Cadillac in 5th place, Alex Lynn being told to go for it. He's between the two Ferraris. 50, Miguel Molina is ahead. We're behind with Alessandro Pierguidi. They are between the number 8 Toyota, who's behind Pierguidi there, and the race leader who's ahead of them. So they're almost getting their lap back. Here comes Alex Lynn, challenging Molina down the hill. The Peugeot in front, the 93 car, is about to go a lap down to these guys as well. Peugeot have not got the pace here that they were hoping for. Around goes Molina, and Alex Lynn losing ground on the straight. The Ferrari is very quick indeed. I mean, he's pulling away from the Cadillac, and they're pulling away from the Toyota as well. Ferrari have got a very quick race car here. They may not have had the brakes in the weather, but with 2 hours to go, that might still come. Ferdi Habsburg leading in LMP2. Mirko Bortolotti right behind for Prema. And Habsburg in the 31 car. Don't forget, it was a WRT 1-2, but their cars are on slightly different fuel strategies. Here's our GTE Am leader. Alessia Rivera now takes over the 83 Ferrari from Lila Wadu. Let's hear from her.
It was very good, the car was very fast. My first seat wasn't very easy, but the second seat was okay, and we are P1, we will see in 2 hours.
Critical moment coming up here. The battle for third, the 2 Ferraris, the Cadillac and the Porsche. And in there, car number 7, that's your race leader, Jose Maria Lopez. They are just about to put themselves back on the lead lap. So the 50 Ferrari goes ahead of the race leader. Behind him, Dane Cameron in the Porsche, Alex Lynn in the Caddy, and there's Alessandro Pierguidi, all trying to get ahead of Jose Maria Lopez.
This car, the Hypercar, why they're so fast?
They have fresher tires.
And also, of course, the Toyota is saving fuel, trying to avoid an extra splash at the end of the race. For those who started on wet tyres, and you're looking at them here, it is imperative to get back onto the lead lap to be ahead of the number 7 Toyota. And then if there's a safety car, they have the chance to close in on the back of the lead Toyota duo. Dane Cameron locks up a little bit. Alex Lynn on the inside, through he goes. But they should stop fighting each other and concentrate on getting ahead of Lopez. This will be frustrating for Pierguidi on the back of the queue in the 51 Ferrari as well. He's actually got the quickest of the 3 cars, and he's going to show it now. Dane Cameron makes a little mistake into Eau Rouge, and look at the way Pierguidi goes straight by him. That's the difference between a mistake in Eau Rouge and a clean run through. So that is a change for position, but they're still not on the lead lap. Here comes the Ferrari, Alessandro Pierguidi on the outside. Alex Lynn has lost the corner before he even gets on the brakes. Alessandro Pierguidi up to 4th place. It's Toyota 1-2, Ferrari 3-4, and Pierguidi can see his target in front. That is Lopez, the race leader. He must get by him, and Alex Lynn would do well to follow Pierguidi's Ferrari. Out of the pits goes the number 7 Toyota. So the number 8 car has the lead, and number 7 will have to nurse those cold tyres. Look at that, really struggling to even apply any throttle here. Stone cold tyres, stone cold track. Ryo Hirakawa, the new race leader for the number 8 Toyota team. Unbelievable to think they didn't set a lap in qualifying and had to start behind everyone else. Oh, big lock up there. Kamui Kobayashi flat spotting that right front tyre very early in the stint. Kobayashi bringing the tyres up to temperature. Ryo Hirakawa heading for the pit lane in the number 8 Toyota. Leader is in. Brendan Hartley will take over now. He crashed on the outlap in qualifying on cold tyres, so he will be very cautious here to make sure that doesn't happen in the race. It's perhaps a lingering question. Ryo Hirakawa complaining about a lack of engine braking in the car. Maybe there is a little technical issue with it. Hartley will have to be aware of that. Driver change for the number 50 Ferrari from 3rd place, Antonio Fuoco, the man who claimed pole in Sebring their first day in the World Endurance Championship. He takes the car over. 51 now moves up to 3rd, ahead of the number 2 Cadillac. Fuoco on his way to complete the race. The final 97 minutes of this 6 hours of Spa. And still the weather has been relatively kind to us. It's not warm, but it's dry. Oh, what's happened at Ferrari? That's 50, that's Antonio Fuoco out to the pits. That's on the run down to Eau Rouge. Third gear, the car just snaps away and hits the barriers hard. Oh, and up in the air as well. And look at the damage. Surely that's the end of the race. It is. He can't believe it.
I think Antonio could not do anything else. He was in the straight line, cold tires. We know that this year it's a very difficult thing. So I also went straight in the pit exit. It's very difficult.
LMP2 has just been sensational here all the way through the race at Spa. Look at this. This is the top 4 together. 2 Prema cars, 1 from WRT, the blue car from United. Into Europol have led as well. The only team that's really not been in it is the Alpine crew. Even Jota have had a run in the top 3. Still no idea who's going to win.
I don't know where we're at, to be honest. It's really hard to judge with all the safety cars. 2 safety cars ago, we were very lucky, and we were like far ahead from everybody. The second safety car went against us. So I think it'll come down to the end. You never know. It could go either way.
Toyota number 7, the race leader. Kamui Kobayashi being caught very quickly, though, by Brendan Hartley in the number 8 car. Don't forget, Kobayashi flat-spotted his tyres right at the start of the stint, so that won't be helping him. Porsche in third, battling with Cadillac and Ferrari for the final podium spot. Past the Jota of Pietro Fittipaldi goes Kamui Kobayashi. Oh, that didn't break well for Hartley. Couldn't take full speed through Eau Rouge and still has to find a way by the Jota car. Look at that, he's lost 4 or 5 seconds immediately. Just 1 car. Richemille Racing Team leading in GTE Am. Here's the battle for third. Proton's 88 car dive bombed by the ORT by TF Aston. And that is the delayed 60 Iron Lynx car. That is a lap down from this battle, but trying to get up the order. And right behind, Michelle Gatting in the Iron Dames Porsche in 5th, but closing fast. This is building a head of steam with an hour to go. Still no idea who's going to come out on top. Our race leader, the number 7 Toyota Kamui Kobayashi. Mirko Bortolotti leads LMP2 for Prema now, as Alessio Rivera is on top in GTE Am. Andre Negrão in the blue Alpine charges his way past Danny Kvyat in the Prema car. We're on board with Robin Freins. Take a look again. Down into Rivage. Yep, no prisoners taken there by Negrão. Alpine, of course, will be back with a Hypercar next year. Into the pit lane, the number 5 Porsche from 3rd place overall.
Okay, Kamui, we box this lap. Box, press pit, confirm, tires and fuel.
This should be the final stop for the Hypercars. Kamui Kobayashi is in from the lead, and that means that the number 8 car will go through. And you can see a number of the other Hypercars don't have enough fuel left to make it through to the end of the race, so there'll be lots more stops in the final 45 minutes. Toyota number 8 into the pit lane. This is Brendan Hartley. He will stay in the car. Number 7 was due to have 4 tyres. They took 2 only. Left side tyres do all the work here at Spa-Francorchamps. So it's likely to be left sides only for the number 8 car as well, as their fuel is replenished. Porsche good to go. Cadillac will need to come in. So too Hertz Team Jota and the Peugeots. It was left sides only for number 8. Battle is on. Brendan Hartley leaves the pit lane. Here comes Kamui Kobayashi. Up to speed on his tyres. Hartley stays within the white lines. Coming out very slowly on the cold tyres. We saw what happened to Fuoco in the Ferrari on cold tyres. Hartley's going to make it into Eau Rouge first. Is he going to win this battle? Can he stay in front? Kobayashi coming with a big head of steam. And Kobayashi way out wide. illegal pass from Kamui Kobayashi. You cannot do that. Look again, Kobayashi coming so fast, he nearly hit the back of Hartley and just went out so wide to make the pass. Did lift, but not enough. LMP2 leader in the pits, Andrea Caldarelli, and that will hand the lead back to United Autosports number 23 car Tom Blomqvist as he goes through. Well, will they need to stop before the end of the race? And what about the other cars in LMP2? Blomqvist put in such a good stint at the beginning. Can he take them to victory? You see, they've done left sides only. Fresher tyres on the left, tired tyres on the right. Fifth place battle into Europol's Albert Costa, the yellow and green machine, just being passed by Robert Freins and just passing him back again. Into Europol with fresher tyres at the end of the race. Take a look at this as they went by Harry Tincknell's Porsche. Just enough room to squeeze 3 wide. Albert Costa moves up to 4th place in LMP2 in the yellow and green into Europol car, goes ahead of Philip Albuquerque in 22 from United Autosports. They are having a great run at the end of the race into Europol. Have they got enough pace to catch the number 9 Prema car for a podium spot? It would be their first ever in World Endurance. It looks like they have kept fresh tyres for the end of the race. Into Europol, hopeful. Worried faces at United.
Let's pick up the pace here. We are watching the gap behind.
Fred Makovici in the number 5 Porsche in 3rd. James Calado got into the car 36 seconds behind. He is slicing into the Porsche's advantage in the battle for the final podium spot. Toyota 1-2, United, WRT and Prema 1-2-3 in LMP2. Anybody's race still in GTE Am. There's Ollie Jarvis in the 23 United crew. They're in the pits, so the 41 from WRT. Who else needs to stop? Final 15 minutes and counting. Long stop from United. They only have the same distance to go. Shouldn't have taken them any more time, but WRT come out ahead of them. They came in behind. That's a significant change in the pit lane. That might be the race win. Battle for second in GTE and behind the 83 Richard Mille Ferrari and the yellow Corvette. Again, Nicky Katzberg defending with all he's got. 2 weeks ago in Portimao, he held on under attack for the win. This is for second place. There's Charlie Eastwood right behind in the pole-sitting Aston as the Ferrari whistles by. Prema's Andrea Caldarelli hugs the inside line. Here comes Albert Costa. Lock up from Caldarelli at the bus stop. This is for 3rd place in LMP2. Caldarelli across the runoff area, regains the place illegally. I don't think he's going to give it back with 5 minutes to go. So it looks like Albert Costa is going to have to attack again. He does, down the inside. He's got a tyre advantage. And that is into Europol, into a podium spot with 5 minutes to go in Spa. What a race they're having. Checkered flag awaits. Toyota with the lead, Kamui Kobayashi from Brendan Hartley. But this is the last lap of the race, and this is still the battle for the podium. James Calado, 36 seconds back at the beginning of his stint. His engineer went, go and chase him, you can do it. Calado took him at his word. He is running down Fred Makovici. It's the last lap. It is the last time around Spa and around the outside. James Calado sneaks into 3rd. That's astonishing stuff from Calado. Ferrari on the podium. Victory for Toyota. Kamui Kobayashi takes the number 7 car that started on pole to victory. And it is a 1-2 for Toyota Gazoo Racing.
Meet me at the top, number 1 spot. Meet me at the top. Meet me at the top, number 1 spot. You see me going up, still climbing. You see me moving up.
Yeah, I mean, all my teammates did a really solid stints, all of them. So yeah, all credit to the guys and everyone on car 7, and obviously car 8, mega job as well, coming back from you know, the issue they had yesterday in qualifying and coming all the way from the back of the grid to P2. So yeah, great team result, and yeah, can't say enough for the guys. Did a great job.
Victory at home for Team WRT. They claim the win in LMP2, a race that almost anybody in the field could have taken. Victory in GTE Am goes to the 83 Richard Mille Ferrari as Lilou Wadou becomes the first ever female driver to win a World Championship race. A remarkable 1-2 victory for Toyota that increases their advantage at the top of the Hypercar rankings, with Ferrari leading the chasing pack. And while Toyota maintains its advantage, the threat from behind is very real. Victory from pole for number 7, from the last row on the grid, second for the number 8 car. WRT came out on top in a frantic LMP2 battle, and the Richard Mille Racing team make history in GTE Am. That's it for race 3 in Spa. The next race is the big one, the centenary Le Mans 24 Hours, the one that everybody wants to win.